Hey, la da 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 da. Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, then. Start her up. We go tell us side to back.
Hi, kids. I believe there's more to be gathered. I'm the idiot that wore a white shirt to a crawfish boil, so that tells you anything about my choices. The Honorable Cecil Yancey has made the scene. I believe we're waiting on a few from the backyard. Well, all right, man of the hour is here. Pop K's birthday. Everybody say
Thank
happy
you,
birthday,
thank you.
Pop K.
Let me get my beverage over here.
Oh, am I the only one? What the fuck?
I swear to God, man. Who did you like that, Timmy? Y'all left my man Timmy hanging. I'm not. That's all right. I'm going to tell you guys about what a thankless game this songwriting thing is, and Nancy, you can attest to this. But when you look like this, it's one of the only jobs available to you in the music industry. It's not a job; because I don't really make money on it. For once in my life, I made a list of songs.
You need a weight?
I got plenty of weight. My wife always knows I neglected to make a set list when I pull out Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mothers, which I only play on purpose on Mother's Day for my mother, because she is proud of her boy. But yeah, thankless game of songwriting. Where was I? Here we go. For the hip and the fickle, we tap dance for nickels, and invitations to parties where no one has any fun. Demographically dissed, categorically dismissed. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. Well, I've got the body of a god if we're talking about the Buddha. The face that's pretty good for the radio. Like youth is wasted on the young, luck is wasted on the dumb. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. I had to get by on my good looks, I wouldn't last too long. But as long as I can make them rhyme, it can be 10 kinds of wrong. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. Now my cousin had a mullet, and the girls all seemed to love it. He smiled big and he played a red guitar. Now there's an achy, breaky indifference, and he just don't seem to get it. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. Once I had an agent, she was crazy and impatient. She had a plan to move my career along. But all my photoshopped headshots were returned to her P.O. box. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. I'm so glad they still let ugly people write songs. If I had to get by on my good looks, I wouldn't last too long. As long as I can make them rhyme, it can be 10 kinds of wrong. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. Now the hip and the beautiful won't be coming to my funeral. When this earthly race of mine gets run, it'll be just me and my homely friends picking and grinning until the end. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. We're so glad they still let ugly people write songs. We We had to get by on our good looks, we wouldn't last too long. As long as we can make them rhyme, we can be 10 kinds of wrong. I'm just glad they still let ugly people write songs. Thank you. So there's your take on the music business. So in the house I grew up in, on Navajo Street, and it was spelled incorrectly, although Navaho I think is now a accepted spelling of Navajo. But so there's a lot of arguments with a third grade teacher over the spelling of the street, but that's a whole different story. There was a family who lived a couple doors down from us, and the guy was always dragging home these really cool Volkswagens, and he had one of those Volkswagen trucks, kind of like the Jamie Harmon's truck. He's get one of those trucks, but various kinds of Volkswagens. And you know, as kids, you don't pay that much attention to your neighbors because the world revolves around you. It still does revolve around me. I'm sorry for the rest of you, but so we called him the Volkswagen. He didn't need a name, and he had a wife who was a rather large lady, and she was very angry. She yelled a lot and had a couple kids. And I regret to say it's not cool, but we did it. We called her the fat lady because, like I said, when you're a kid, your neighbors don't need names, right? So now we know that calling her the fat lady robbed her of her humanity, and I'm sure she had a story, and I got to thinking about it a while back. So this is for the Volkswagen Man. Volkswagen Man drinks just a little. Mrs. Wagon yells a lot. Was it something that he did? Something they ain't got? Couple barefoot, dirty-faced kids running around the yard. And I often wondered what it was that made their lives so hard. Volkswagen Man goes to work every day at 9. Mrs. Wagon stays at home watching TV, wiping behinds. On the days he comes home late, you can hear him cuss. She was a Carmen Gia when they met, but she turned into a bus. But love is like a used car, you can't know it till you buy it. It's a classified ad crapshoot, but you can't win if you don't try it. When it gets a hold of you, ain't no denying. Love is like a used car, you can't know it till you buy it. Mrs. Wagon has a great big smile for the kids in the neighborhood. Volkswagen Man will fix your bike if you catch him feeling good. One night I saw a scene that confused my teenage head. They was making out on the front porch after they put the kids to bed. 'Cause love is like a used car, you can't know it till you buy it. It's a classified ad crapshoot, but you can't win if you don't try it. When it gets a hold of you, ain't no denying. Love is like a used car, you can't know it till you buy it. That's the Volkswagen Man. I'm going to attempt to play this song, and I haven't played it in a long time. First song I ever actually wrote to completion, and it was based on an adventure I had with the birthday boy, and our friend Jack Alberson shows up in there somewhere too, if you know Jack. It was Jack's first go on the road, and I had warned the man against gas station chicken. I said, look, man, when you're in a radius of 20 miles of your home toilet, sure thing, risk it. Get to taquitos. Live dangerously. But son, when you get more than 50 miles away from home, leave that yard bird alone. You know what I'm saying? I told Jack this. He's a swell guy, and I just didn't want to see anything bad happen to him. But he's all hyped up and on a big adventure, and he did it anyway, and you're going to find out what happened in the song. But we were loaded up to play at Egan's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Well, don't look so sad, 'cause you know I'll be back. We're going to Alabama in a gold Cadillac. Pack up my sleeping bag, my guitar too. Ain't like I had nothing better to do. We're rolling to Tuscaloosa. The girls there are pretty, but I sure won't kiss them. We're rolling to Tuscaloosa. I'm having fun, don't mean I don't miss you. We load in the back door and there ain't no stage. But Harry ain't Elvis and I ain't Jimmy Page. We're gonna crash on Drew's couch just before we go back. Jack's puking out the back of the gold Cadillac. Let's load out Tuscaloosa. The girls here are pretty, but I sure won't kiss them. It's rolling Tuscaloosa. Just 'cause I'm having fun don't mean I don't miss you. Grab a $2 barbecue and load up those amps. They're sweeping the floors and they're lighting the lamps. I had a good line, but I know I don't remember. I think we were there towards the end of December. We're rolling Tuscaloosa. She ain't my cousin and I sure won't kiss her. Yeah, we're rolling Tuscaloosa. Just 'cause I'm having fun don't mean I don't miss you. Yeah, first song I ever completed. Harry laughed at all the right parts, so I kept going. So from that, I'll play you the latest thing. This song has not seen the light of day yet. So anyway, I hope you dig it. You remember that movie Wag the Dog? Like, I was a certain age, Wag the Dog. I love that whole concept. So this is called Imaginary Tales. Tails like a dog's tail, T-A-I-L. Like them crawfish tails we was just eating. So little in this life really matters. It's imaginary tales that keep the dogs wagging. You keep drinking and the boat keeps sinking. You're taking on water, so you better start bailing. Fed, loved, and financed, still feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, the Lord of Thunder is a one-hit wonder, always taking the easy way out. So if they do you wrong, let it slide. If you in the bed, just let it ride. If you get too cold, come inside. Death ain't courting. It ain't important enough to keep you up at night. Read the comments till your head explodes like a cherry bomb flushed down a school commode. Everybody's entitled to opinions. The opinions of a stranger don't require your attention. All the shouting and nobody listening, and the good intentions don't make a bit of difference. Just listen to the voices close to you. Everything else is just noise. And if they do you wrong, let it slide. If you in the bed, just let it ride. If you get too cold, come inside. If death ain't courting, it ain't important enough to keep you up at night. The world drowns in blue, but it don't you. Put your phone down, turn the TV off, man, the world's got problems and you can't solve them. Do you head up, take a walk outside, call up a friend, maybe go for a drive. Sunshine's free and it ain't half bad, so consider this if you're feeling sad. You're just a drop in the ocean and you're subject to emotion, so try to enjoy the ride. If they do you wrong, let it slide. If you in the bed, just let it ride. If you get too cold, come inside. Death ain't courting, it ain't important enough to keep you up at night. So little in this life really matters, it's imaginary tales that keep the dogs wagging. Thanks, y'all. It's brand new. Well, good. They won't know the difference. You ever have one of those nights where you end up in a Waffle House and you ain't real sure how you got there? I feel like I'm talking to friends on that score, right? It happens to the best and the worst of us, okay? So, yeah. This is called Waffle House tripping. You just make of it what you want. Afflicted by fetishes, perverse intentions, offended by internal dialogue, left here to ponder the petty and the precious, and the dangers of too much time alone. Indicted on charges by safety patrol sergeants, sentenced to potlucks and obligations of love, longing for alliteration, both the meta and the physical, hoping for illumination by the light of your stove. Staring at your hands, wondering how they got so wrinkled. You want to go home and you wish you had drove your car to the party, but you knew you were gonna get drunk. Now it's too far to walk and you've lost your phone. And you knew that you shouldn't, but you left with those hippies. What a couple of stops to make before taking you home. They fed you some hummus and a magical fungus. You forgot where you lived and the name of your dog. When your depression got manic, they widespread panicked and dropped you by the roadside. Where you're safe in a harbor that smells like mop water under a familiar sign. Oh, the waitress is shady, cook's a bearded lady, and no one will give you the time. But you ain't really missing, you're just Waffle House tripping, scattered, smothered, and covered, and capped in your mind. Thank you. I don't think I'll get it on the Waffle House jukebox, but I'm proud just as another one else.
Dreams do come true.
That is true. Dreams do come true. Actually, I think being locked up at home for a whole year was my wife's dream, and it did come true. So you're right. You're right. It's funny. This next song we recorded at Sun Studio. Nancy's on it, Cecil's on it, and but I released it just at the beginning of this whole pandemic, and nobody wanted to hear it. So I'm hoping maybe in brighter days, this song will hit a little different. I don't know. It's called End Times. It's a symptom of a larger issue. When you say good morning, you get back up. Everybody's towing that party line. Well, a friend of his ain't no friend of mine. It's the greatest show you've never seen, underwritten by the makers of murder machines. Let's get lit up, let's spill the wine, 'cause everybody says these are the end times. Well, I don't watch the news no more. What the hell you want to hear that garbage for? Well, I used to have a briefcase in my hand, but there ain't no future for a company man. Got my lunch in a sack and a foot out the door, toting a zip code 404. The water's rising, but the fishing's fine, and everybody says these are the end times. It don't matter what you do, only thing we agree on is we're all screwed. Left door, right door, it's all the same. It's just a man in a suit trying to jerk your chain. It's the end of the world and I feel fine, buried to the neck, waiting on the tide. Going to hell in a bucket, enjoy the ride and the waves whispering. These are the end times. End times. Yeah, that didn't go over so hot. They had Volkswagen Man.
That sounds like how I want to die.
I got poor timing.
Will.
I got time for a couple more, I guess.
It's just the yellow. It's the yellow.
Let's see. Maybe not something so deep.
You gotta play that song.
Oh, you know that's going to happen.
Make sure.
No, I mean, let's see. Make it snappy, pal.
Senile.
You're putting everybody to sleep. Well, gosh, I don't know. Do I want to play a song about a $50 car or an El Camino or... No, what? I'm going to play the $50 car song. You guys probably heard it before, but you're going to hear it again. It's an absolutely true story. I'll dispense with the backstory. The song pretty well covers it. And then I'll get on to the requested material and get my country ass out there in the yard. Everybody likes a story that rhymes. Did I ever tell you about the time we bought a car from a dead man for $50? Wouldn't contradict what my daddy said, but I'm telling y'all, this man was dead face down at his kitchen table in a bowl of milk. And my old man couldn't resist a deal on a rusted hunk of automobile, and his two sons shared in that affliction. 40, 50, or $100, a Manard and Sons automotive archaeology scholars would rid you of your unwanted pieces of yard art. Now, I don't exactly recollect how we come to find this particular wreck where we loaded up his old truck for an adventure. We met the old lady on the scene, we exchanged politeness and pleasantries, and we backed up into the driveway to start the loading. Now, maybe I was just standing idle, but I'd elected to go inside and get the title, and friends, that's when I ran into the horror. She said, "Baby, do you want something to eat?" My mind had to fight the will of my feet to keep running away from what I seen at the kitchen table. Pushed up the table in his wheelchair, the old man didn't move so much as a hair, and I thought, well, maybe he's just sleeping. Now, friends, you ask, how did I know he was dead? Because a cat ran across his head. Face down and looked to be a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios. Well, I ran up the door, suppressing a holler. I said, "Daddy, give the lady her $50 and let's get ourselves the heck on out of here." My daddy laughed and my brother howled, but I didn't find it a dang bit funny how I was the only one in the house with a dead man. This very day, me and my pop disagree as to the sad tales of veracity, how we bought a car from a dead man for $50. All right, all right. So I got one last song, and I don't know. I think I'm stuck with this song somehow, and that's okay. One of my idols, Ray Wiley Hubbard, wrote "Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother." He said, "You should really think real hard before you write a song because, you know, you might have to play that song for the rest of your life, and I hope you like it." So this one may be mine. It's not the Chamber of Commerce version of Memphis, but it's the Memphis that I grew up in, and most of the people I know grew up in. So here it is. It's called "A Fool from Memphis." Some of the characters are here today. Woke up this morning from a $10 drunk. Sometimes I just can't believe my luck. Feel like I got hit by a truck. Getting by in Memphis. Laid out on the sidewalk down on Madison Avenue. My best friend said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" Pulled our change for a 40, getting high in Memphis. Cracking noon and my telephone is ringing. Late for my job in a greasy kitchen. I'll get another one tomorrow, Greg Green. It's getting fired in Memphis. I saw Jerry Lawler wrestle junkyard dog at the intermission of a monster truck show. Mid-South Coliseum, I was 10 years old. Down at Riverside Speedway on a Saturday night, I seen a couple of good old boys get into an axe handle fight. 8 on 1, I didn't think it was right. They're cracking heads in West Memphis. And a car on fire outside of Wild Bill's. What it now? Somebody's howling, somebody's gonna get killed. Me, I don't know nothing bootylicious. I mind my business in Memphis. But I remember Sputnik spinning in front of Joe's liquor store, doing the funky chicken on Rayford's light-up dance floor. We out-danced till our feet were sore, getting down in Memphis. I saw Jerry Lawler wrestle junkyard dog at the intermission of a monster truck show. Mid-South Coliseum, I was 10 years old. In the Tomb of Doom, I saw the Grateful Dead, when all of downtown smelled like Wonder Bread. That's a happy place inside of my head. Need a miracle in Memphis, 'cause I'm in love with a river that I can't swim across, and I believe my blood type might be barbecue sauce. I might wander, I ain't lost, just point me back to Memphis. When that day comes and I meet my fate, I'm gonna Jackie Fargo strut through them pearly gates. Rufus Thomas will turn to Johnny Cash and he will say, "Another fool from Memphis." Come on, sing if you can. I saw Jerry Lawler wrestle junkyard dog at the intermission of a monster truck show. Mid-South Coliseum, I was 10 years old. I saw Jerry Lawler wrestle junkyard dog at the intermission of a monster truck show. Mid-South Coliseum, I was 10 years old. Thanks. My name is Tony Manard. If you didn't know me, that's who I am. And gonna be some rock and roll ruckus coming up.